welcome to Laughing Monkey Music Show, Trayvon and Laura. Laura is from Burning Witches. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm glad to have you back. It's been a while since you've been on. It was right around the time you just joined the band. So it's been
Mhm.
exciting to see you. So your third album, right? Third full album is the Dark Tower.
It's my third
Third with them,
one,
yes. That's
but
that's
it's
the yeah,
the fifth, yeah, for
yeah.
us.
That's I'm referring to following you. I've been following you since you've done it. So it's been as a fan, it's
Mm,
been enjoyable to watch and see you
mm.
grow from the band from the very beginning.
All
Um,
right.
so I want to start actually. So the new album, let's talk about it. It's pretty
Yeah.
heavy, pretty ripping.
Hmm. Yeah.
The process, has it changed a lot since when you started the first album with them? Because you were new as a new person joining a band. Everyone's kind of feeling out the process. Have you found your spot in the songwriting and your voice and stuff? Or
Yeah, I mean it's not really changed because I still live in the Netherlands and they write a lot in the rehearsal room too. So Romana writes the basis of the song, the structure, the chords, and some melodies here and there of the guitar. And yeah,
yeah,
she she just in the rehearsal room puts everything together with everyone, but I'm not there, so I do it at home. It didn't really change, so I really
okay,
just I moved my little studio now from the bedroom to the garage, but for the rest, it's all the same, really. Yeah.
well,
So I'm
I
making
figured,
demo at home, and we write back and forth on WhatsApp, and then in the end, when everything is when everyone's happy, when everything's finished, until the point where we're all happy, we go to the studio, and there, yeah, we make it even better, basically. So that's it.
that's cool. Well, it's still good, but I mean, like even as writing on the road, I mean, I know because some bands actually write on the road. It seems like a lot of bands lately just can't do it. But it used to be like a lot of bands were always writing songs, and I don't know. But nowadays, it feels like everything's just online. So I didn't know if riffs and
Yeah.
ideas were being put out there when you guys are touring and stuff. But so the process for you now is this the third video just out for this album? Is it two? How many videos are out for this album? Is it three, two or three for this
I'm
album
sorry.
already?
Can you repeat the question?
How many videos are out for this album already? Is it two or
Oh,
three?
yes, three.
They're very cool, and
Thanks.
actually they're really cool. The sound is really good. Uh, you have an addition to the band right now, a temporary addition on guitar.
Hmm. Yeah.
How's that working out?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, she's fun. She's fun to work with. She's a good musician, and we're really happy with what she did for the the guest solos now because we decided it was also fun to re-record the solos, and now there are basically two versions of the songs that she's in the video clips in, right? So there are two versions, one with Larissa and one with Courtney. So, and yeah, she's doing great. We just had a first few shows with her, right, on the cruise and the release shows, and a little festival that we went to, and yeah, it's been awesome because she can also easily sing, so she sings along for the harmonies, and
Yeah,
it's cool.
it's very cool, and it's fun. It's nothing better or different. It's not better or worse. It's just different. It's kind of a fun thing to see the clips of her.
Yeah.
I saw the clips online with her singing it. Just a different fun dimension to the band, and I saw a bunch of clips from the cruise. And you guys sounded really really good, and it seems like there's a lot of good feedback from your peers from other bands. Really seem to enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, I was surprised. Yeah,
Was it
yeah,
weird to perform in front of some of the bands you grew up listening to? Was it kind of weird?
yeah. It is. Yeah, it is pretty weird. Yeah, yeah. That was fun. Yeah,
Because once everyone's off stage, the magic is gone. Everyone else is next thing you know, everyone's in shorts and flip flops walking around drinking drinks, and it's like the magic. It's not the same as being on stage and a performer. So it's like the world is a little bit different. How often are
hmm.
you guys? So what's the tour plan for you guys at this point? How are you guys gonna
Um, Sorry, how is what?
the tour? What are the plans for touring right now with the band
Oh,
tour schedule?
well, the tour is not happening until the end of the year, I think. But we had the release shows, and that was cool. Yeah, it was fun. Um, yeah, it was, I think it was super, you know, um, you want to do a good job, I guess, so we were all kind of we rehearsed a lot before we went on stage since at 7, and
Hmm.
also because the cruise we already played together, of course, but we wanted to do more new songs during the
Yeah,
release show, and we wanted to do extra rehearsals also to get everything all right with Courtney, because we of course we live far apart, so it's really difficult to rehearse enough together. I
right.
already don't live in Switzerland, and now we had time to rehearse together, so it was pretty intensive times, to be honest. But in the end, it's all worth it. We had great reactions. It was fun. We had a great, parties, release parties. So yeah, it was cool.
So wait, what? So you're not touring to the end of this year? You're not touring this summer? I thought you guys were doing
No,
some dates.
we're doing the festival shows. So we have Wacken. There's cruise again, but not in the Caribbean, but I think Norway. So that's cool. I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, I believe Rock Hearts. They're just cool festival shows.
Okay,
And and then we have some things planned towards the end of the year, which I can't tell yet. And
it's all
fingers
right.
crossed for hopefully the west coast of America would be cool, and maybe Canada. We had some cool chart entries also now in Canada, so let's see.
Nice. The East
Yeah,
Coast wouldn't be bad either. The East Coast in Connecticut,
yeah, we've been to the East Coast, so I'm guessing we can't do everything. I mean, if we could, yeah, of course, but let's see.
I know. So no, I was wondering. So I see you doing some dates because I was curious how it was going to work out with CC's schedule and the break. But you want but it's been noted that she will be filling it over the summer. So I didn't know
Hmm.
what dates you guys were doing. If you had other special fill-in dates or dates, because it's a little confusing out there for information. So I just wanted to know
Ah, okay. No, she
for
just
for
always comes
fans.
to our shows. She was always joining our shows, and if she then can't join an Iron Maiden or Iron Maiden's show, then there's someone that fills in for her over there. So that's easy.
Oh wow, okay. So you got that set. All right. So you're doing the
Yeah.
festivals and everything like that. Very cool. So what do
Yeah.
you do? Now, when we last talked, you were teaching like in a school of rock. You were teaching vocals and stuff.
Hmm.
Do you still do that on the side at times when you have time, or what? What are you
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
in
I
between
just, I
stuff?
just, I just do vocal coaching. So if people want to, they can write me a message, and yeah, I can help.
That was actually the question I was going to ask you. So you take on clients or people to teach them online or however.
Yeah, online or here in Eindhoven. Yeah,
Okay. So
yeah.
actually, let's ask a couple questions. So Facebook, Instagram, how can they reach you?
Oh yeah, Facebook is all right. I have a website, so you can also. I mean, my email address is on the website. I
Okay.
stopped using the contact form because the contact form had too much spam. So I didn't.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know how to fix it myself. So I just left it like that, and I wrote, okay, just write me an email to
Okay.
guldemondje@gmail.com. Best.
That's good. And that's why I ask because I think what happens is I try taking these as a fan perspective, and I go through a lot of emails and websites and stuff, and doing this on this end of it, I realize a lot of times there's a lot of different resources for people to reach out to you, but there's really
Yeah.
only one that usually works because I get spammed. I get people to send an email back. I sent this to you, and it goes into spam or
Yeah.
trash, and it gets kind of confusing. Even though you're doing your due diligence, that you want to make
Yeah.
sure you reach people. There's just so much
Mm.
social media going on. That's why I just
Yeah.
want to be very, very, very particular about where they can reach you at, so there's no more confusion.
Yeah. Yeah, I
What kind
don't
of
always. I can't always read all messages because it's getting a lot now, So it's true. Yeah, website. So just email and
what a
then I'll.
good problem, huh? What a good problem to have that
Yeah,
many
it's not
people
too
writing
bad.
you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
shouldn't complain.
no, no complaining there, right? Um,
Mm.
so if people are coming in for lessons, what are they getting? Is it different levels? I mean, I've never done that before, so I'm just kind of curious what people will be looking at
Yeah.
for lessons.
No,
Like,
I had really different levels, and young and old and different levels. I mean, and also different goals. I guess some people write their own music, other people just want to sing in the shower, So, and and there are some people that already had a lot of musical experience, and other people just nothing, So, they asked me, can I sing? And I'm like, okay, let's sing. I don't know if it's also called Father Jacob in English, but let's just sing Father Jacob, and let's see if you can do that one. And you can, right? Because everyone during childhood you got to learn
Right.
some songs. Yeah. So
Right.
sometimes it's very stupid. You're like, okay, yeah, let's just see where it goes. And sometimes it's like, wow, it's really good. And someone plays guitar and sings and wow, so
And
yeah.
I can, yeah, I would probably say 90% of most people can sing somewhat. There's just a few
Yeah.
people that, not to their fault, they're just tone deaf. They just, no matter what you're going to do, it's just not going to work, you know?
Yeah. I don't think I had them yet, to be honest. There's one person I had that's more like I'm not sure about the rhythm wise was a bit like but
Yeah, that's
some,
gonna be. You can work that out though. It could take a long time, but I think if they work on
yeah,
timing and like a metronome and timing and phrasing,
yeah, yeah.
remedial
That
stuff
was
like
the
basic.
most, to be honest, that was the most frustrating until now. But I mean, tone deaf. Yeah, I didn't see it yet, to be honest. I did see some people that had problems with it, but it's not like they're not hearing it. It's more like the voice. They don't know what to do with the voice.
Right.
Um,
Well, it's weird because it's the way it's inside of you. It's hard to describe something that you don't always feel to have your voice do it. Like you know what you're looking for, but with
yeah,
somebody like me, it'd be like, wait, what are you talking about? Inside of you, your diaphragm, your throat, this part, you're like, I don't understand. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Some people feel indeed, or some people just copy. They can just hear it and do it. And other people, they love to imagine things. You have to give them stuff like sing over, I don't know, over a fence or something. Depends on the person. Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
cool. That's pretty fun. So
yeah.
obviously you probably don't have a limit of how many people you're taking right now. You're probably pretty open right now. So I say that because I've talked to some artists and on the side they do lessons, but they're like, if you really want me, you better do it soon because I have like 2 openings or something. Do you have a lot of flexibility at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, actually now I'm flexible because at the moment, yeah, I have some off time again. I mean, the last weeks were extremely busy, but now I'm free again. Yes, so I mean the release shows have been there. All the video clips, recordings, etc. So yes, now I have time. But indeed, sometimes, and especially when the tours will come, it's more difficult. But if the tours are not there, it's easy to do some stuff in between. So.
Are you doing anything else? Are you going to do anything yourself, like not solo-ish, but write your own kind of songs in the downtime for fun, whether it's for yourself or other
Um,
fun, like jam bands, or sometimes people just like to
yeah,
sing for fun to keep your chops up.
Yeah, but to be honest, if I wouldn't do it just for fun. If I do it, I want to put time in it and make it really good and stuff. So to be honest, no, because I don't have time to do a proper job, right? So for
I,
fun, no. But
Well, I guess
yeah,
I guess when I say fun, I don't mean like not put your heart to it. Like here's an example. Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. He has a couple bands he does when Anthrax is in touring to keep his voice up. And they're cover
yeah,
bands. This does them, and they're fun bands, but he does a good job at it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't just not dial it in,
yeah,
but he
yeah.
enjoys doing other bands that he enjoys. That's a fun, like almost like practice.
Mm.
I guess that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Then basically I would have to, reschedule my whole life to be able to have time. So at the moment, no, but maybe who knows in the future, yes.
just a question, just trying to understand what an artist does in the in between time because the world is so different now with like you being located where you are and you guys have
Mm.
you know not a jam packed schedule full of gigs. So what does somebody do that likes to rock and sing all the time? To keep themselves busy. You know what I mean? Some people
Yeah.
are doing like a ton of videos. Some people are doing writing other music. So just
Hmm.
just as a fan, trying to understand like what you do to keep yourself.
Yeah. So I have the Patreon page, so I do some covers, and once in a while, I kind of have to start getting back into it, to be honest, because it was a very busy period. But so I have at the moment I have more like backstage videos with just bullshit what happens behind the scenes and during the day, and so yeah, that's on my page now. Um, but yeah. So that's it.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't see that in your. I didn't look at your page. I went to the Burning Witches, but not to yours actually. Is it
Mm.
is it is it a paid thing or is it like a regular tour diary, or
I,
what is it?
I, I put little parts of it online for everyone, but the
Mhm.
full videos are on my Patreon page. Yes.
Okay, so we can talk about that. We should talk about that then. So you have a Patreon page.
Mm.
Uh, it includes what videos, pictures. You talk to them once a month. What does that include?
Yeah, it's especially backstage material, just
Hmm.
from funny things that happen or a making of video. There's a making of the Dark Tower on there with material that isn't shown on Burning Witches pages. So it's just a bit of extra material. And I used to post also covers in COVID time. I had more time, so there were more covers, and I still have like loads of covers. I just need to edit it. It's kind of like recorded already. Um, so I will try to do that the coming months, actually. I think, like I said, I now have a bit of more time.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if I don't get tons of vocal students all of a sudden because of this video, I think I'll be fine to finally post some of the covers. Yeah.
well, as a fan, like I think one of the hard things is when you become a patron of something, and I've done
Mm.
it before, is like when an artist gets really busy, all of a sudden you're paying for something, and all of a sudden there's no more content at all. I understand when they get busy, so it's always kind of like, if there's a lot of content coming, it's really good, and the behind the scenes stuff is always great because people love that.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
that to be honest, it's also a bit easier to post. So this is why I
like a
started
tour
doing more.
diary. Yeah, it is fun to see those things. It was fun. Like it was fun to have clips of that to watch his show where he has clips of the Monsters of Rock Blues because I couldn't go to it. So it's like these
Yeah,
great
yeah,
clips.
exactly. It's also, yeah, a bit getting a bit more of the stuff yet. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that's cool.
You get to enjoy the experience, and like a lot of people aren't going to see the behind the scenes. No one's been on a video shoot before. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
know, so that to a lot of people that's really exciting. Or in a studio and stuff like that. So I think that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Um, are you so? What else does your Patreon offer? Are you doing anything else? Like, do you offer like pictures? Are you talking to people? Or
Um, I mean, I just talk to people in chat, if they talk to me, I talk back, obviously. I would do, yeah, it is indeed, I did start it during COVID time, so I was planning on doing more, but yeah, it's really just most of the
yeah,
time it's backstage stuff and some covers that I already made are on there and you
mhm,
can download them and it's high quality like high quality
yep,
um the high quality file, but
yep, yeah,
um
like a higher bit rate. Yep,
yeah, so
yeah,
you can also listen to it on YouTube, but it will be released earlier on the Patreon page. And I'm thinking of trying to get back into Hangouts and maybe just make it a bit different. I saw some people and I think it's kind of fun. Um, that would do just a video stream of them playing
yep.
a game, and maybe during the game you can also talk to people and probably freak out because you're failing. I don't know. I think I will probably people can see me just get frustrated because I'm not good at gaming, but but
Well, I
it's also
think no, that would be fun. I think people like to interact with people, especially the musician. And
yeah.
I think it's kind of fun because if it's someone you listen to, and obviously we're talking music here, but if it's an artist or anybody that's creative, and you get to
Mm,
enjoy their creativity, it's kind of fun to get the other angle of that person and their perspective. So people really enjoy that interactive part with the
yeah.
musician on Patreon, whether it's just them doing a lesson or a chat for all the people on the Patreon like once a month
Yeah.
or anything like that. You know what I mean? Private talks. If you're on the Patreon, you get like one private talk a month or whatever. I see all these things. That's why I was just asking if you do something. There's no wrong answer. It's just trying to get an idea so people know that aren't aware of it. No, I'm just saying people that aren't aware of it, like what they can expect with you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I got this thing where I promise people a free beer, but I know, but yeah. Um, so if they see me on a concert, then and you're a patron, you get a beer.
well, you better get touring more then, because if you only have a couple shows this summer, be a little
Yeah,
more of a
so let's.
challenge to track you
Yeah,
down.
I met some of the patrons already, indeed, and yeah, it's also sometimes difficult. I kind of feel like I'm a shit. I'm not promoting my page now so good, but every time I see someone, it's like me, but being stuck behind the autogram, like behind
Yeah.
the merch label, doing the autographs, and then I can't really go. So I'm always like, oh, I should have given you a beer. I'm sorry.
Well,
Yeah, it's sometimes it goes like that also.
that's what we're doing right now. We're promoting your stuff right now. Is what we're doing. We're trying to
Yeah,
get you excited and motivated and do it. I think, and that's all
yeah.
I'm saying. If fans do it, what are they expecting? And you don't have to do a lot. If fans know what you're doing, you're like, when I'm busy, when I'm with the band, I can't. I'll do what I can, and when I'm not, extra
Mm.
time, I'm gonna load it up with content for you
Yeah.
guys, and And maybe on the road I'll do a couple meet and greets to talk to people, whatever. Yeah, but
Yeah.
and it's gonna be hard because COVID started a time that we never experienced before. You never had
No.
that free time in your
Yeah.
life,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and you were starting this. You it was around the time you just started this fantastic band, and you were known since you started. You're much more well known, so your time, that is your own going out is probably changed a lot. You're recognized a lot more, so your time
Yeah.
is probably you before you could probably kind of put a hat on and kind of chill out, and not everyone's going to catch who
No,
you are depending where you're at.
yeah, it's weird indeed because normally I would have been. I mean, years ago, okay, when you would play in front of 10 people, you
Right.
would be able to talk to everyone, and now you can't. I know it's yeah, it's a whole different situation. It is true, and yeah, sometimes I wish I could talk to everyone, but I just can't. It's kind of weird.
Well, that's
Uh,
something you're in a really weird spot because I think like when we talked, I think you were working on you did on the EP or the first album you were working on, so you just and there wasn't a lot of touring yet, so you were kind of
mm,
like known from some of these stuff, but you weren't like known because you really hadn't been out doing a lot of stuff. So now
yeah,
you had COVID, the rest of COVID. You've done a couple albums. You've been playing out. You've been all over the place now.
yeah, yeah.
So the
Yeah,
world's
the good
changed for
thing
you in a
is
couple of
if
years.
I take off my makeup and I just pretend like I'm a normal person with a hoodie on or something, then I can kind of sneakily get away with it, so that's good.
It's got to be weird. Are you noticed where you are at home now more?
Um, I mean, people around me know that I'm in a band, but there are not that many metalheads around me here, so it's different. They're always interested, like, hey, and how's it going with the band, and
Well,
then.
I hear a few things. I hear that like in Europe, in European countries, not in America, the A
Mm,
bands and musicians that usually stay in their home areas where they
mm,
grew up, it's usually not a thing. And they love it because they can stay there because they can just be themselves without having to worry
yeah,
about signing an autograph. They can kind of just have some downtime without being in the spotlight.
yeah,
So I was kind of wondering if that's kind of the same thing for you. It's like it's more like home is more of a spot where it's kind of a
yeah.
normal, like a regular night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's true. And the funny thing is, actually I think we're more well known in other countries than the Netherlands. I think also in general. I think in the
Mhm.
Netherlands we didn't perform that many times. Um, yeah, I think I can safely. If I go to a concert here, usually I don't get like people that recognize me. Um, so it's kind of chill here, to be honest. Yeah.
It's not a bad
But
thing.
But sometimes you meet people and you just don't expect them to recognize you, and they recognize you. So it can go both ways, to be honest. It's a surprise also, and yeah, I was really surprised on the cruise, to be honest. On the cruise, so many people talk to me. I was
Really.
really like surprised because I didn't knew that I didn't expect this audience, which it's basically hard rock, and we were the loudest
Yeah.
band. I didn't expect them to, but everyone was like, "Oh, hey, Laura." And then I looked like shit, and I was like, "Now no one will notice." And then, "Oh, hey, Laura," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Overwhelming to
So
be on a
yeah.
boat with a lot of fans of
Hmm.
musicians from all different type of genres and decades. And and and
Yeah.
and, and, and what I've heard is the fans and the musicians, it was fantastic. Like, because everybody was respectful, but the fans were in it. The musicians didn't expect that they'd have so much fun. Like the fans
Hmm.
didn't think we had so much access to them, but they also didn't also freak out like they thought they're gonna. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's like they
Yeah.
were probably more like we're talking because like I don't freak out over people. So like it's nice if someone just talks to you. So
Hmm.
to have that much access to people, it is interesting. You guys were on it, and I think it's kind of cool actually that you guys were on it because it was a lot more bands, more from a different genre, almost like a different age. So
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
guys were more of like the younger blood to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, we were one of the younger ones. Yeah.
But it's kind of cool though because I think it's a crossover that says a lot though. That says a lot for your audience. You know
Hmm.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you got the big band, you got those bands, and then you guys come on. Who else do you guys play with on those nights? Did they? I
Uh,
didn't.
when?
Yeah, like yeah, like I don't know how they set up. Did they set up like a couple like heavier bands together, or did they mix it up a lot? I wasn't.
Well, yeah, the mix was pretty much there. I think, to be honest, that Burning Witches and Doro were probably the real, pure metal bands, and then Stryper just released a heavier album. So I would maybe say Stryper. Okay, Queensryche, but I think that was the heaviest, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, you have the heavy hard rock, if you would call it like that.
I think the difference is
I'm not
all the
sure
groups I'm sorry, all the groups that you announced were just said for heavy all have the soaring high vocals. Right, Dora.
Yeah, and then the
the
double bass and the loud, the darker bass. Yeah, I think true.
So I mean, to me, that's what it sounds like. And then the other rock bands have more like the raspier rock voices, but they're heavier with guitars too. But it's not the same. The vocal range, it seems like it's just different. Like
it was really fun for me to be on a cruise or on a festival with more hard rock ones, because I never heard of, or actually I did hear of it. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. I never saw them play live, but I saw Extreme 2 times.
Yes,
that was they were really good.
Right?
And
guitar.
Awesome. Everything was awesome, and I never heard of the Kicks before, and that's probably because it's more rock and roll and super old school. But yeah, they were also wow. Yeah.
So I want to thank you for being on the show. We'll be looking forward to checking you out this year, and we'll let people check out your Patreon and email you if they're looking for vocal lessons. Okay.
Cool. Yep.
Thank you very much. You take care. Bye bye.
Yeah. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.